Hi everyone. Goddess of Radical Self-Love from MECA. Make everyone count always. Thanks for your likes and shares. Thank you so much. So I wanted to give a little bit of history on MECA, I guess, and what really cemented or it kind of like just hit me in the face after I had already been on this quest to figure out what I was supposed to do within the long-term services and supports industry, really. And I found this magazine on my way through the drugstore a little over a year ago. And I was like, see, I'm right. Who's going to care for all these people? I'm right. So I just wanted to go over a couple things. It's by Penelope Wang, Who Will Care for You? With more of us living longer than ever before, understanding the facts about elder care and assisted living will help you and your family be prepared and protected. Who do you need to be protected from? Let's find out. Here, how to look beyond the fancy lobbies and marketing hype to find a residence that will keep you or a loved one safe and happy at a price you can afford. Now, there's a lot of amazing tips in here, but let's read some of the interesting statistics and facts that they shed light to. This is about disability benefits for veterans. He had veterans disability benefits that covered the additional cost, which came on top of the $4,000 per month per room, board and aide who checked in several times a day and helped him shower and dress. $4,000. I love hearing these numbers because with our plan, those numbers are ridiculous. You don't need to spend $4,000 a month. We couldn't get it into our heads how we were paying for assisted living when there was not much assistance. Yeah. Let's read on. The caregiving gap. The assisted living offers a compelling promise. Nursing homes provide 24/7 care for seniors needing medical support. Our kinds of senior living communities are designed for people who are more active and high functioning, but these differences are very loosely defined. Loosely defined. We should probably not have loosely defined when we're talking about people's lives, but you know, that's just MECA ideology, right? Which can make comparing facilities difficult. So how do you suppose that we could make it a little easier? If they have differences that are loosely defined, we should probably make some standard definitions across the board. But that's MECA ideology, you know. We'll see together. It's so awesome. I built something really awesome. Well, not me. I'm just the conduit, you know. I'm not doing any of this alone. There's an army behind me and all around me. I can see them. I can see them everywhere. They help me every day. So it's been planned for you. And whereas more hospital-like nursing homes are regulated at the state and federal level, oversight of assisted living facilities is uneven at best. Oversight. So definitions, oversight. Got it? And it says they're regulated at the state and federal level. Now, I'm like, we're not going to get very far in this because obviously I stop every 2 minutes. Here's the deal. Regulated at the state and federal level, it means the bottom line of regulations. It doesn't mean that that's where they can have to stop. We can decide our own regulations. Those are only, it's like the umbrella coverage. Like if you really screw up, then the state and federal will come to you. But the state and federal government are not going to define levels of care for you at a higher expectation. But we can do that together. We can decide what the expectations are. That's what we do at MECA. That's why we want your help. I already have a lot defined. I just want your support. Know I'm on the right track with what you want. So, let's go on. Sorry, I'm still sniffling from my last video. As of 2014, about 835 older Americans resided in these facilities, up from 733,210. It's just going to keep getting higher and higher and higher, that number. Seniors in assisted living tend to be older and sicker than in previous generations. In 2016, let me just say one quick. It's because we are living longer, but we're really taking longer to die. So we're being through all this amazing, medical advancements. We are living a lot longer, but we're living longer while we're sick, while we're breaking down. So we need this ongoing care. We all need to understand things are not the way they used to be decades ago. Okay? So decades ago, grandma might have stayed in the nursing home for a year or two. Now it's going to be 10, 20 years. So there's a plan. It's a really awesome plan. It's the plan that I want. It's the plan I want for me. It's the plan that I know will work best. It's the plan that's the highest quality of service. So I know you all will like it. In 2016, the average move-in age was 84, with a large number of seniors arriving after a medical emergency. More than half of the residents have some form of cognitive impairment. Many assisted living facilities are taking residents who have no business being there. If the assisted living facility doesn't have the means of memory care, a memory care unit, or trained staff, that's what they mean. Some 55,000 complaints were filed in 2015. 55,000. That's a really lot of people. That's a lot of people. Those aren't complaints. Those are people. The complaints are about the abuse and neglect. Let's go on. So in 2012, it was 50,000. So in 1 year, I think it said 2013. Sorry, 2015. So in 3 years, I'm like, no, I'm getting lost. Yeah, 10% increase. That's abuse and neglect. you know, these complaints. They're not just, my food isn't cooked right. And those complaints, you'll find further on as we keep on going on about this, that the numbers are astonishing of how many cases go unreported of elder abuse. About 80% said their state government doesn't provide sufficient regulatory oversight for assisted living facilities. They don't have to. Like, that's how our government works. We don't want to have people telling us, even in industries, what the rules are. We make them ourselves. It's we the people. Like, I realize that's supposed to be the saying in government, so we expect all our government officials to do the right thing, but they don't have to in this kind of business. That, like I said, is the bottom line. The state and federal regulations are only oversight for what is absolutely not going to happen or shouldn't happen, but it's not regulated to the point where you can feel safe. We are going to do that. That's what MECA does. We're going to make sure you're safe. That's not something you're likely to hear from assisted living providers. The marketing and sales people are trying to fill apartments. They'll tell you they take care of you. They'll take care of you for the rest of your life. They're also likely to tout their high-end amenities, such as wine cellars and libraries and calendars crowded with cultural events. So it says, a spokeswoman from the National Center for Assisted Living says that the NCAL discourages undisclosed or exaggerated information because doing so diminishes trust and damages the relationship between the assisted living community and the customer. All right, let's listen to these amenity costs. Okay. In 2016, the median cost for a one-bedroom was $3,628 per month, or $43,000 annually. A long-term care insurance provider, or from the survey by Genworth, a long-term care service insurance provider. In some regions, costs can exceed $60,000 per year. Medicare generally does not cover long-term care. Most states provide some Medicaid coverage on long-term care and assisted living, but the coverage varies widely by state, and to qualify, residents must spend down his or her assets to meet other criteria. The spend down. Yeah, that should should always be handled prior. We need a plan prior. We need to know what everything's going to look like. And we need to know that it's going to stay consistent and stable throughout that entire time. So it's talking about people running out of money and families having to tap into their savings to pay. So this is all finding a bed, mind the details, making the right move. Can your parent be kicked out? Yeah. Yeah. See, this is like the defining of what it is we want, right? So we make our memorandum, well, it's pretty much this simple. MECA gives the approval on quality resources. The quality resources that we're looking for believe in the vision that we all have together, which is a safe and delightful experience within the long-term services and supports industry. So we as citizens who have utilized the long-term services and support industry, we come together to uphold definitions, our own definitions of care, what we expect, and what not needs to be permitted, but is essential. What are the essential structure that needs to be in place for each individual. Okay, all of us together can have an idea of what that looks like. I have one started, and it does cover this fear of being kicked out of some of these places. And it's not only within the senior care or elder care, it is also within our disability sector, especially our physically disabled. In the state of Minnesota, you have 10 days to find new care. That's all they allowed you. Like, if you are, let's say, quadriplegic, and you're having some worries about your home care agency, or they are understaffing, or what, you're just a harder client. You're, let's say, a harder client than somebody who is just in the beginning stages of needing the long-term services and supports. They can discontinue your services and only give you 10 days to find a new home care agency. Well, what if you can't find one in that time? Who's going? What does this say? Who is going to care for you? Who is going to care for you? This happens right now. Today, people get left and literally die in their bed because nobody comes to give them their personal care after they said they would, but they have the 10 days. All they have to do is give you written notice, and you're on your own. This can happen in any care facility as well. So that's kind of in the MECA contract for our partners. That is one of the deals. A year of service per contract. And if they can't provide you the care, then we need the resource who can. So it's either one or the other. You either continue the care or you find a new resource that will, and then we'll take over your contract. We'll sign a new contract. But in between there, MECA will have qualified help to make sure that the resource is functioning properly in case they are running into an issue where they can't find the employees or the help they need. We will assist them. That's what MECA does. We support the resources that work. So we're going to make sure that if you're having a problem finding employees, that we're going to help. So we're really the resource for the resources. But we're built by the people who use them. So we know what we need and we know what we deserve. And this is a time that we're all going to come together and make sure that happens. Because I'll tell you what, for sure, no matter what, our seniors, they're not the same ones. They're not going to sit there and let this continue. People are talking about it, but people aren't talking about it enough, and they're not coming up with solutions, and not fast enough. And if we wait for the government to do it, yeah, that's not going to be fun. And we don't need, we don't need more abuse and neglect and death early. So I know how to make a lot of you comfortable for your last path of your journey, your last leg of your journey. We need to talk about it. We need to plan for it. And there's a really good plan. So stay tuned on the website to see more of the actual MECA business plan is actually going into the website, at least sections of it, so you all can get some of the information that I have, and you can all start to see the vision of what it means to be able to age gracefully at home with dignity. We can do it together. I believe in it. I see it. I mean, I know what it looks like, and it's cool. So it makes me excited to be able to, get to that point one day and be able to spend the rest of my time on this planet in comfort and ease and security. Knowing that the people around me are going to be making the right decisions to do the right things when it comes to my care. And they're going to do it with compassion, because that's what I teach. So, all right. I will talk to you all later and start bringing in more of the business plan into the website, and we'll go over it step by step. But definitely you all should look back, if you can, in the archives of Consumer Reports, Who Will Care for You, October 2017, for more information. And I'll put a link up there, or if I can find it, I'll put a link. So, all right, take care for the day. Do amazing things, superstars.